Hey everyone on YouTube, Nick Love and Reddit Zero here, doing the first base review submissions video for the Reddit Clash of Clans. So, man, not speaking well today. Sorry. Alright, this whole thing will be unscripted. I have not seen the bases prior, so let's hope that the bases that were submitted are still there in one piece. This is the second time I'm actually recording this, so that previous statement's a lie. I'm going to edit that out. This is the second time I'm recording this because the first time the whole video got corrupted. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be speeding through this one a bit faster than the last one. The last one took a little over 20 minutes, and then the computer nearly crashed. So, let's get started on these reviews. First person on the list, we have Connor of Reddit Dusk, who submitted his farming base off of a popular design from I don't know where, but I have seen it many times before. Alright, let's see. There you are, Connor. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, this here is the base. On screen to maybe the side, or maybe I'll cover the whole screen. I will show the screen with Teslas and traps, that way you can see it better. But I will also be pointing them out with my fingers by tapping on nearby buildings or walls as I speak the entire way through, because I don't see the base, so hopefully you guys can manage with that. Alright, let's get started. First things first, the core is a bit oversized for the fact that it can fit a town hall in the center, perhaps move the clan castle over to where the archer queen is, or expo, probably where the archer queen is though. And for that, it makes it more unlureable, which it is just about impossible to lure outside of hogs and balloons. So it's a very well placed clan castle. In the center, he has his dark elixir storage, obviously doing his best to protect that. And he's got his 3 mortars, which are covering the outsides, both this one upgrading right now, so could be useful as a trap elsewhere, but it's fine where it is. They cover good portion of each base, covering corners of each side of the base. The only one lacking has the king in its place, and also the queen on her side as well, so that works out. Both expos are pointed up and in the core, both high health, nice 60 damage per second, doing a nice job just chilling there in the center. Alright, in the outer rings we have all the gold storages, which leaves them so that they're not exposed, but it also splits them up so that it's going to take a lot of effort to take out more than 2 of them. Probably a full attack that would take an entire side, try and get 3 of them, and otherwise you would need a 3-star to get all 4 of them, most likely. Next to each one of the gold storages is an air defense on the edge, which covers all of the outer buildings as well as a good portion of the inner buildings. For each one, all of their areas are overlapping, which is very nice. One of them's upgrading as well. So that's very well placed. Wizard towers are also in a square next to these gold storages, which cover good portions of these inside buildings, as well as covers each of the elixir storages to an extent on either side where they're placed. Very, very well done. This one elixir storage thrown out, probably because elixir is not very much needed at Town Hall 9. As many of you will know, I've been chilling at 8 million elixir myself since late December. Alright, each of these spots has a Tesla and a spring trap. The trick here with that is so that once these walls are taken out and giants or hogs are going in here, they're going to go through that spring trap, get a nice surprise as they fly off the map before hitting that Tesla, and hopefully they'll continue around before going to the core, but can't always rely on that. So, very well placed, nice Teslas in each, spring traps, very good placed traps. On this side and on this side, there are double giant bombs between these 2 defense towers. That is the hog trap within this base. It is not an anti-hog base, as there is no hog ring or attempt at protecting the core from hogs, but it does leave an extra spot so that hog riders, when entering from those spots or whenever they get to that part of the base, should be wiped out or take a very nasty blow that should very much weaken the attack and make it Hopefully better for the base to sustain a 1 or 2 star loss instead of the painful 3 star, which most Town Hall 9s will suffer against these. Looking at the rest of the base, very nice, well-leveled Tesla. Cannons and point defenses all covering the outsides, doing a very good job covering those outside buildings. Builders' huts in the center, probably from hybrid design when protecting the town hall as well as perhaps at 50%. Looking around, all the barracks on one side, town hall outside for now, and elixir storage possibly point out there so that attackers will attack, take the town hall. Here's little free elixir, so shield me and leave. Perhaps that's what the reasoning is for it. I know I've done that in the past and it works quite well against some low-level players, but yeah, the idea is to not get attacked by some of those really strong people using perhaps hog riders and such. Yeah, it's a very well put together base. Well put together base. Very well placed clan castle, dark elixir, and defenses. All looks very nice. Very good base. I have used this base. I like this base. I just don't use it myself, as I use more custom designs compared to this one. And this was all from a friend of ours. So let's move on to the next person on our list. Oh my, what just happened to my reflector? Oh dear. Shit. When did that go away? Oh my. Well, this is a bit awkward. Hopefully they will be able to edit this part out. I do not know where it left off, so I am sorry about that. I think it just now was deleted, so hopefully I didn't take that much of a painful hit from that. And hopefully this is repositioned correctly. I have to use my Camtasia instead of the reflector itself to record, because of the last time when the whole video got corrupted. But I'll do my best to edit that out, fix that. That was awkward. So let's move on to the next base, which is in Reddit Xenon. And it is the leader, whose name is Ben. Alright. This base is an anti-hog base, and contrary to the base that was submitted, it is Town Hall 10, but it upgraded, I believe, within the past day or so. So the only things that are different are there's a starting expo and inferno tower in the center. Everything else should be the same. On the screen I'll show you the picture of the base itself as the Town Hall 9 variation, and where all the traps will be on that base, which is very nice. All works out. And we'll continue from there. It is still pretty much the same exact base, just new archer tower, dark elixir drill, mini cannon somewhere that I can't find right now, and these two upgrading guys. Alright, so basically the same thing. Alright, on the bottom left and top right, between each of these you're going to have 2 Teslas. That's to increase the defense on each of those sides, as well as make it a bit harder for luring out with the clan castle, which is a very good setup. Between the air defense and the wizard tower, on these 2 sides, there's a double giant bomb trap, which should take out any group of hogs that are going through that area at that time. That is the hog trap of this base, which I know for a fact is fantastic and does some serious damage. Alright, let's look at the core now. In the core we have a clan castle, which is unlurable for the most part. Only a committed hog attack or balloon attack could lure out this clan castle without much put into it. Dark elixir storage in the center, very well done. Got a lot of dark elixir in there, so definitely want to protect that. Probably saving up for level 2 minions or a hero upgrade. Wow, I just said level 2 minions. I meant to say level 6 minions. Who am I? On each of these corners, there's a cannon or an archer tower, and there are spring traps between them to reduce the number of hogs on each time that they go through that section. I think this archer tower one has the triple bombs on either side to add more damage to the group of hogs. Looking around, very well done. Point defenses on the outer edges. Do a good job of covering those outside buildings. Few buildings are left exposed, but in its farming base position right now, it's not a problem to take a second star, which even this base would have a hard time being 2-starred anyway. The center ring itself, Tapped a Christmas tree. The center ring itself has all 4 of the gold storages, which is a risky thing to do, not sealing those up. It can work very well, but it is a risky thing to do, especially since level 6 goblins can annihilate that entire outer ring pretty quickly. All these builder huts in there, just for the sake of they fit. It's only a 2-square canal, which isn't very common with hog bases. Most hog bases have a 3-square one, which prevents them from entering entirely. So there are a few spots, perhaps this spot, once these 2 are gone, where the hogs might, not always, but might turn and go towards the center. But between these 2 spots, there is the potential for traps, as well as once you're in the center, you're under fire of all the inside defenses, which should reduce any hogs that split into the center of the base. So it's not the worst thing in the world for them to turn around and go in, and not all of them certainly will. Alright, so looking around, very well made base. Both heroes are awake, which isn't always the best thing for farmers unless they are locking off and done with raiding for the day, but it definitely reduces the army strength that is attacking you at the time. So it's definitely going to work out here. Town Hall on the outside, covered by 3 defenses. Nope, just the 3. Which will force someone to be a bit more committed instead of just dropping 5 archers and leaving, or dropping 5 archers and then stealing all the loot that's in your collectors. It will force a more committed attack to take that 1-star, but it's certainly not hard to take it. Alright, anything else here? It does not appear so. It looks like he's just recently turned Town Hall 10, which hopefully he is enjoying right now, because I know the loot is awful. It is just painful to deal with, but it's not as bad as people think. So, let's move on to our next base down the list. Alright, let me take a quick check of who it is. It is Maximus of Reddit Kings. And let me point out that this series is not limited to Reddit clans. I did have more people who did submit their bases that were not in Reddit clans, but the problem was none of them are using the same base that they submitted when I asked them to, so I can't promise I know where the traps are, and I'm not prepared enough to say I know exactly what's with each base, but ooh, weird audio thing. Hopefully it's all working out. Alright, and we have Maximus of Reddit Kings with a very strong hybrid base that's chilling out in Upper Masters League. Alright, let's take a look at the center. We have the Town Hall perfectly centered in the base. Very nice. Keeps the trophies coming along. On each of the corners of this core here, we have a gold storage, which is very helpful if you're trying to defend the gold, as well as the Dark Elixir storage in the center, and the Clan Castle. Clan Castle isn't too hard to lure out, but it's certainly not going to be a free lure for armies such as Barbarians and Archers, or maybe some Minions. So, takes a little bit of commitment, maybe a couple Giants, Hog Riders, whatever it is, that will get the Clan Castle cleared. I did forget to mention the screenshot of the base with all of its traps and Tesla placement should have flown up about a minute ago, so I'm going off of memory from those. Inferno Towers are in the center, which cover all the storages in the center, as well as a good portion of the defenses on the outer ring outside of that, which are going to do a massive, massive amount of damage to any troops, especially Hog Riders in that area. I believe next to each Inferno Tower there is a giant bomb. I'm not looking at the picture right now, so I can't be 100% sure. And there's a few air traps in there as well, so any air attacks reaching the center of the base are going to have a very bad time as all the mines hit them left and right, making it much harder to deal with that Town Hall. Alright, looking at that outer ring, we have the 3 expos in a triangular formation, which is very good. All of them pointed up, so as if they are an extra archer tower with an extra square of range. All of them have a good amount of coverage over all the buildings. Basically, an upward pointing expo is a slightly more distance archer tower with about 3 times the health, which is a very, very interesting way to use it and think about it, but that is a good way to point it out. because they do unfortunately have less damage per second than a level 12 Archer Tower, but the triple health is definitely a nice boost to that. Continuing on, we have square wizard towers in that center covering elixir storages as well as some of the inside cores, gold and dark elixir on this side. Mortars in this ring which cover the outside buildings, which is definitely going to make it harder for barbarians and archers to get a 1-star raid on this base. In each of these corners you have the Teslas, which increases the outside range defense on each of these buildings. All the point defense on the outside, making it harder to just pick off any free buildings. Nothing here seems to be free. Very, very well designed. Air defenses on each of the corners cover all the outer buildings, all the inner buildings, and overlap each other after points between the Wizard Tower and Expo. Elixir on the outside, as he does not care much for that stuff. Only thing I would like to point out about this, or not the only thing, a few things to point out about this base that I disagree with are these Inferno Towers are personally a bit too close. I would push one, not both, just one, out one square, like between here, or perhaps between here, because where they are right now, one free spell put on that Town Hall could freeze both Infernos at the same exact time, so I would push one of them one square out, that way they're out of range of a free spell, and only one of them can be frozen at a time. The other thing is the hero placement right now. They are currently asleep, which might be because he's raiding right now. It certainly can be. I'm not 100% sure, but where they are right now, they're not doing much. So, like, it's not hard to lure that out with the Barbarian up by this Elixir Collector. Same with this Queen by that Elixir Collector. So, there's not much of an effort, or not much of a reason to put them in the center of the base like that when they're not serving any point, especially since if they are sleeping on defense, they're just sitting there with their altars in the center, which could be a matter of trying to protect the low HP altar, which is only 250 health for anyone who is unaware of that. But other than that, it's not doing much of an effort, or it's not doing much of a benefit inside the base there. So perhaps there's a reason for that. I'm not the creator of this base, and I don't know personally too well how it defends, but it certainly looks like it's a strong enough base. Very well designed. I'm not a fan of the vault style base where all the gold and dark elixir are in the same compartment, but that's my own opinion. Not many compartments, which isn't a terrible thing. Certainly forces troops to go around instead of inside, since there's more available buildings, which is a different defense strategy, which can work very well. Not my strategy, but can very much work. And overall, very strong base. The only thing I would like to point out is move one of the Inferno Towers one square further away from the Town Hall, and then you are golden. Perhaps you know about that, and there's a reason for that, which is great. Just drop a comment, point it out, and I will throw the annotation on the video to correct myself for that. Yeah, he's certainly holding his ground up in High Masters 3. Very nice base, very well done. And I believe that should conclude this base review. Alright, so, as pointed out, oh my, we're almost at 20 minutes already. Wow. Still 20 minutes versus the last one as well. Alright, due to real life stuff, I was unable to get this video out when I wanted to, which was literally a week ago from today. Sorry about that. I had real life stuff, and then some issues came up, and the whole Clan Wars thing changed a lot of things, so a lot of people changed their bases, and I didn't have as much time for the channel right now, so it's quite convenient that I rescheduled this week's top 5. But moving on from that, I'm going to try and put up another subreddit post for base submissions within the next hour, so that anyone interested can drop their base as well. This is not limited to Reddit clans, let me point that out and stress it. It's just that this video, there were, I think, 3 submitted bases that were not from Reddit clans, but none of the people were using the same base anymore, so could not really review them at this point, and be 100% sure where the traps are, or give a full recommendation for either of them. So, moving through that, If you guys want, I can review this base as well, although it will probably appear in the defense tactic video when I release that later in the week. I do hope to have that out before Saturday. Worst case scenario, it'll be out by Monday. Things to look forward to. Reddit New and Reddit Dusk happened to get into a clan war on the second possible war they had. So what I've been doing recently is I've been collecting all the clips for those, and I've been compiling them all together. I'm going to try and make a montage out of those. No promises that it will be as good as the Reddit Champs one, but I'm certainly going to try. Reddit Champs itself, the second one, will be coming around late May, early June, I believe, and there will definitely be a montage about those. I think there's going to be 3 clans itself, so a lot more clips to feed from, and I'm going to try and make that into a 10-minute montage, which will be a nice fun thing. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do these as much as possible, get videos pumping out much more consistently instead of the every once a week you get a top 5 and then I can't promise anything else. So this will keep a nice video flow, as well as help you with the commentary skills, since I don't script any of my videos. Every single one of them is unscripted. For all the top 5s, it's just me doing multiple takes without a script. And for this, it's just been one take, although this is the second take, since the first one, the entire video was corrupted and I had to redo this whole thing. So, thank you all for listening, thank you for watching, and to anyone who wants to submit their clips, drop it down in the subreddit post, which there will be a link to in the description of this video once that post is up. I will be doing 3 to 5 bases for each of these reviews. Not all bases have to be good bases, not all bases have to be from Reddit clans, and from this point on I think I'm going to switch the top 5 replays to be open to all clans instead of just Reddit clans. And if we do get enough participation after that, I will do my best to add it to a top 10 replays instead of a top 5. As of right now, this Saturday's top 5 defense replays actually might be a top 10 since I've had so many submissions at this point. And then from that point on, we're going to start with the themed weeks, which will probably start with either top 5 epic fails, top 5 WTF moments, whatever you guys want to submit. We've got maybe 3 or 4 of those types of themes set up so far, and we're just going to need as many submissions from you guys as possible. Alright, and to conclude that constant rant that's been going on for almost 5 minutes, not a rant, but explanation of commentary in depth, thank you all for watching, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow or in 2 days with the next base reviews. Thank you all, and goodbye.